ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादि पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Okay, so show my video here. I need to pin this. Okay, then yes. All right. Hare Krishna devotees, thank you for joining. So we are getting started with the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu this week. The one change this week's session is that we will not have Gopala Champu because we are covering some stories here in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu itself, and therefore, I skipped that as well. Um, as well, since we are seeing the stories in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Um, now, we will skip that, and we have a lot of content to cover as well in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Okay, so recap. So what we looked at last week's. What is the meaning of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu? That is the ocean of nectarian Bhakti Rasas. And then we also looked at Parakiya Bhava, and we looked at how Krishna, while walking in the arena of Kamsa, was displaying all the rasas and how a jiva can attain a particular rasa. We also saw all the primary rasas, Shanta Rasa, Dasya Rasa, Sakya Rasa, Vatsalya Rasa, and Madhuri Rasa. All the primary rasas are completed. Currently, we are looking into the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Eastern section. So it has four sections. The first section covers about Bhakti. It's very essential. First section is for sadhakas, those who are practicing sadhana bhakti. The rest of the sections are talking about rasa. It is to develop the proper mood and mindset and to appreciate rasa in the Bhagavatam and derived works. The last three sections are important. And within the Eastern section, we are looking into the first chapter, overview of Bhakti. And within the first chapter, the main things are Uttama Bhakti, the definition of pure devotional service, and six characteristics of pure devotional service. Currently, we are looking at the Mangalacharan, the first verse. And in the first verse, we saw that Krishna is described as Akila Rasamrita Murti. So he is a form of all the rasas. So we took a detour from there to cover all the rasas, which is an essential topic, which is in very detail described in the last two sections or last three sections of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. But we are taking a overview of that. This also gives us overview of entire Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu as well. So since we have completed all the primary rasas, last week we covered the Madhuri Rasa, we will be now looking into the secondary rasa, especially today, Hasya Rasa and Adbhuta Rasa. So what are all these secondary rasas? How are they different from the primary rasas? The secondary rasa does not have separate category of recipients or devotees. So if you look at, we had a separate class of Shanta Bhaktas. We have a separate set of Dasya Bhaktas. We had a separate group of Sakya Bhaktas. Similarly, Vatsya and Vatsalya and Madhurya, we had separate people. Within a person, primarily only one rasa exists. Vatsalya or Madhurya or Sakya or Dasya or Shanta. Some cases we saw, for example, some Balaram, he has primarily Sakya rasa, but little bit Vatsalya is mixed. But that can be there. But primarily there is only one rasa in a person. The secondary rasas are a little different. The secondary rasas, they don't have a special category of devotees. The candidates who already have primary rasa, this secondary rasa arises in them. So whoever is having these primary rasas, within them, the secondary rasas will arise and different situations. So there is no separate category of recipients for this.
ரம்ஜான் அதுன்னு ஏதோ வருது.
Somebody is
என் தம்பி பக்தி ரசம்.
okay. Somebody is all right. So let me okay. So there is no separate category of recipients. Whoever has primary rasas, they were the objects within whom these secondary rasas arise. They are transient like waves. In a way, in a ocean, if you stand on the shore of the ocean, if you see all the waves, they will come and then go, come and then go, come and then go. So similarly, the secondary rasas, they will rise up and then go, rise up and go within different devotees in different contexts. When the secondary rasa rises up, the primary rasa a little bit goes behind, and then the primary secondary rasa overcomes. For example, hasya. So in a certain situation, people will laugh. Hasya means laughter. Not every time will laugh. So similarly, all these who are all the candidates, all these devotees can laugh in different situations. So they will laughter will arise in them for a certain time, and then it will recede back. So when there is hasya, the feeling of friendship or a feeling of madhurya or a feeling of vatsalya will little bit recede back. Hasya becomes prominent, and then it will go back. So this is the science internally happening on a devotee. But externally, it is just that, within the existing five rasa devotees in five different rasas, these secondary rasas arise and go like waves. They are not permanently, they are not going to be there. The primary rasas will permanently be there in that person. A person in a dasya rasa will always have that feeling of dasya toward the Lord all the time. A person in sakya rasa will all the time have this friendship feeling toward Krishna once he attains that prema stage. Vatsalya, Madhurya, all these things also permanently exist in that person. But the secondary rasas are not permanent, they are transient. Okay. So first, Hasya Rasa. So we have here Hasya Rasa. So in the Hasya Rasa, in whom this rasa appears? Laughter. Hasya means laughter. So this appears in all the devotees, especially elders and children. Those who are grown up, it appears in them, and those who are small boys, it appears in them, especially. In some circumstances, it appears even in other personalities also, like Radha, Balaram, other persons, the gopis. In them also, it arises. We will see today example, even the special personalities also. But generally, the elders and the elders and the children, within them, this laughter arises. They will never laugh at Krishna. Laughing at Krishna means you're making fun of somebody, right? They will never laugh at Krishna, but they will laugh because of Krishna. Krishna may do something funny, they may laugh. Or some other devotee may do something funny, they may laugh. So they will never laugh at Krishna. And what is laughing? Laughing is just blossoming of the heart. Your heart becomes very lightened and then you feel delightful. So that is what is laughing. What are all the things that can cause this hasya rasa laughing? Humorous words, somebody says some joke, it will cause laughter. And somebody may dress up very funnily, that may cause laughter. Or sometimes Krishna will behave in a very funny way, that can cause laughter to all the people. And when this laughter arises, what do people do? They will smile, they will laugh out, and while they are laughing out, their uh, lips will quiver, nose and cheeks will also quiver. So in this way, people will laugh out when this rasa arises. There are varieties of laughter. So you see here smita, hasita, vihasa, avahasita, apahasita, atihasita. These are different Sanskrit words to define different laughter. Okay. Smita, you see this one, smita. So smita means when the teeth are not seen and the eyes and cheeks become joyful, it is called smita. Smita Mukam. Krishna sometimes is mentioned as Smita Mukam, which means like without teeth is not visible, but I'm joyful. You can see that, I'm smiling without making my teeth visible, like that. So Krishna, Smita Mukam. Very light joke. Something happens, so people will smile like this. Smita. Hasita. Hasita means teeth is slightly visible, like this. People smile. Huh? This kind of smile is called hasita. People are smiling. Vihasa. Vihasa means the laughing sounds are heard and the teeth are very much visible. Like that. Hmm? So vihasa. People laugh out. A little bit more funny things have happened, so they laugh out. Avahasita. Avahasita is when the nose also swells and eyes squint. Intense laughter arises. No, like that. Huh? An extreme joke has happened so that people will too much laugh out. That is avahasita. These are the different kinds of hasya rasa, different intensity of hasya rasa. Apahasita, which means they will laugh so much that tears will come out of their eyes and they will just shake their shoulders. You would see that, especially if you see Radhanath Maharaj also, you'll just, like this, because this is too much laughter is coming out, shaking the shoulders, and then the tears will come out of the eyes. Too much uncontrollable laughter. That is apahasita. And then atihasita, this laughter is too much, then they started clapping. They will start clapping their hands, and they will bend their bodies. They couldn't control. Some people, you would see that if they laugh too much, they have to run to the bathroom. They have to rush to the bathroom, restroom. So much laughter. They'll start, doing other actions like clapping the hands and rush to the bathroom or whatever. So this is atihasita. So from mild smile to all the way to extreme laughter, different varieties can happen in hasya rasa. Okay. So now having said that, today what we'll do is we will look at different instances that Krishna makes this hasya rasa arise and in different people. And you can remember this pastime instance in your mind. Every time you can just think, you can meditate it upon. So that's what we are going to do today. For every rasa, we are going to look at certain instances in which this rasa has arisen, and then we'll just meditate on that in our mind. We can carry that anywhere. The verse also I have given here. You can memorize the verse also if you would like to. Um, yeah. So one time, what happened? There was a sage who came begging door to door, and then he came to the house of Krishna in Vraja. So this sage with a begging bag, he has a bag, you see this, he has a bag. So with a begging bag, he came to the house of Krishna. At the time, Krishna was a small baby. The mother wants to give some charity to this sage. So she was trying to send Krishna to give this charity to the sage. At the time, Krishna is speaking. So what is he saying? Before that, we'll just recite the verse. This is in Shardula Vikridita meter, which is very similar to the first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. Janmadhyasya, same meter. Yasyam yasya na bhishana यास्यां यस्य न भीषणस्य सविधं जीर्णस्य शीर्णाकृते मातर्नेष्यति मां पिधाय कपटात् आधारिकायामसौ इत्युक्त्वा चकिताक्षमद्भुतशिशा उद्वीक्षमाणे हरौ हास्यं तस्य निरुद्धतोऽपि अतिता राम व्यक्तं तदासीन्मुने यास्यामस्य न भीषणस्य सविधं जीर्णस्य शीर्णाकृते मातर्नेष्यति मां पिधाय कपटात् आधारिकायामसौ इत्युक्त्वा चकिताक्षमद्भुतशिशा उद्वीक्ष्यमाणे हरौ हास्यं तस्य निरुद्धतोऽपि ततितरां व्यक्तं तदासीन्मुने ओके यास्यामि asya na bhishanasya savidham. So this person is who is looking very frightening. Huh? So bhishanasya, this person, Krishna is saying, baby Krishna is saying to his mother, this person is looking very frightening. And he is very old, jirnasya, shirna kritehe. So he is also very thin-bodied person. So he is thin-bodied person, old person, and looks scary. People say scary uncle. So he says he's a scary uncle for him. So this person looks very scary. Na yasyami, I will not go near to this person. I will not go near this person. Mataha, that is, oh mother, I will not go near this person. Why? He says, Neshyati mam pidhaya kapatat adharikayam asau. This person will take me and put it in his begging bag because he is full of cheating, and then he will just take me and he will run away. Therefore, I will not go near this scary uncle. Iti uktva chakita aksham, saying that this baby Krishna, chakita aksham, that his eyes were full of fear. And Adbhuta Shisha, this Adbhuta Shishu or baby, Udvikshamane Harau, he was looking up. Something was happening up. So this baby started looking up. Hasyam tasya nirudataha api atitaram vyaktam tadasin munehe. Narada was standing at that time in the sky. So when Narada was watching the entire drama that was happening by Krishna saying that this guy is going to put me in the bag and then he's going to run away, he couldn't control his laugh. He was trying to suppress his laugh, but then this laughter was manifesting. It says Atitaram Vyaktam. It was too much manifesting. That means he was just rolling out and then laughing out loud. Translation: Krishna says to his mother, "O mother, I will not go near this scary, shriveled old man. Out of trickery, he will cover me and carry me away in his begging cloth bag." Upon hearing this and seeing Krishna look up with wide, fearful eyes, the sage Narada could not restrain his intense laughter. So Narada was laughing out loud. Krishna is acting, not acting, he is actually behaving. He is having the mood of a baby. Therefore, he is getting scared by strangers coming to his home. This is Hasya Rasa in Narada. Because of Krishna's behavior, Narada was experiencing Hasya Rasa. You see this whole picture here. You see Narada. Narada should be standing in the sky, but somehow this AI is not doing good job. So he's standing here. Okay. There is another instance of Hasya Rasa. This verse is also in Shardula Vikreditam. So let's see if I can call out somebody to. Anybody would like to recite this verse? Can sing. Yes, who is that? Satya Sankalpa Prabhu. Go ahead, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
अस्य प्रेक्ष्यकरं शिशोर्मुनिपते श्यामस्य मे कथ्यताम् तथ्यं हन्त चिरायुरेष भविता किं धेनुकोटेश्वर इत्युक्ते भगवन्मयाद्य परितश्चीरेण किं चारुणा उद्धुरस्मितमिदं वक्त्रं त्वया रुध्यते.
Very nice. Thank you so much. So, so one time there was an palmistry who was traveling around, and he came to the house of Krishna. There, Krishna was a grown-up boy at the time. So Yashoda called this palmistry to his home. He wanted to see what is the future of Krishna. So she asked this palmistry to look at the hand of Krishna, and then she started speaking here. What's he speaking? Asya prekshya karam shishoho munipate shamasya me katyatam tatyam. So please look at the hand of my son, who is Shama, or dark in color. Huh? Please, oh great sage, please look at the hand of my son. And then you tell me the truth. What is the truth? Hanta chirayuhu eshaha bhavita kim dhenukotishwaraha. Will this guy have, will my son have long life? Will my son have lot of cows? Dhenu koti ishwaraha. Koti means crores. Huh? This is millions, millions of cows. Will my son have millions of cows? This cows which is just to have only one calf. It's just healthy cows. Will my son have millions of cows? Will he have long life? Please look at his hand and then tell. Ityukte Bhagavan Maya Adya Paritaha Chirena Kim Charuna. But when I'm saying this statement to you, you, however, was sage. You are taking a cloth and then you are hiding your face all around. And then you are covering the laughter that is arising in your face. Avir bhavat uddhurasmitam idam vaktram tvaya rudhyate. You are covering your face. Why are you doing this? So the sage understood that Krishna is Supreme Lord himself. Therefore, this question did not make any sense to him, that whether Krishna will live long or will he have millions of cows. Yashoda was fully into Vatsalya Rasas. She was not realizing the Ishwaratva of Krishna. Therefore, he is asking this question. But this sage, because he understood he is Supreme Personality of Godhead, so he couldn't control his laughter. So he started smiling. This is smita. Without showing up the teeth, he started smiling, but then he was taking a cloth and then he started covering his face. Okay, so who else wants to read the translation? Anybody? Okay.
I can read, Prabhu.
Yes.
O Master of the Sages, when I asked you to look at the hand of my dark-complexioned child and to tell me if he will be the lord of 1,000,000 cows and have a long life, why did you suddenly hide your laughing face completely with your beautiful cloth?
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Okay. So here is the astrologer or palmistry. He is standing in front of the home of Krishna. And Yashoda was asking, what is this? I asked you to look at the hand of Krishna, and then you are simply hiding your face with a cloth, and then you are laughing at. Okay. All right. So this picture, if you have gone to ISKCON Los Angeles, you would have seen this. It is, if you go to the first floor or second floor here, you would see this picture on the wall. So this is coming from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So we need a little bit of context behind this. You see, it seems like there is two Krishna standing, one Krishna getting beaten up and another Krishna is behind here. So this person who is standing behind, he is Krishna. This person who is standing in front, he is not Krishna. He is Abhimanyu. So we have a little bit discussed about Abhimanyu in the past. So Abhimanyu is actually Radharani's apparent husband. He is a shadow form of Krishna. He is a shadow expansion of Krishna. He's not real expansion of Krishna. He's like a sort of shadow expansion of Krishna. Therefore, he also looks more or less like Krishna only. but he is an apparent husband of Radharani. Radharani doesn't like him, obviously, because she is in love with Krishna. Radharani also has mother-in-law, Jatila. This is Jatila. And she is mother of Abhimanyu. So, all of this family, that is Radha, Radha's mother-in-law, Jatila, and her sister-in-law, Kutila. You have Jatila, Kutila, two persons. Along with Jatila, Kutila, mother-in-law and sister-in-law, she lives in the village of Yavat with her husband also, which is 5 kilometers from Nandagaon, whereas Nandagaon is where Krishna is residing. So Radharani was married to Abhimanyu on the advice of Purnamasi. We'll see that happening in Gopala Champu, not the current chapter we are reading. In the next chapter, we'll see that Purnamasi, along with the Gargamuni, they'll just do together. They'll arrange this marriage because of because they want to first of all let Radha and other gopis experience this Parakya Bhava. And as well, they want to protect Krishna, because if Krishna is not only Krishna, he wants to protect all the gopis as well. If the gopis are not married, then Kamsa may take them away and then use them. So therefore, they want all the girls to get married. However, Krishna was not at the age of marriage, so they don't want Krishna also to get married. So in this way, they have arranged. So therefore, Radha got married already to Abhimanyu. However, as from the tattva point of view, we need to recognize that Radha and Krishna are essentially a couple, irrelevant of what is the situation that Krishna's Yoga Maya has created. They are Vishnu and Lakshmi, Rama and Sita, Radha and Krishna. But the setting is making their love go up in the Parakya Bhava. Therefore, Radha and Krishna are inherently one and cannot be separated. They though they are one, they have manifest as two different entity, and then again they combine together and come as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We celebrated recently Gaur Purnima. So this Radha being married to Abhimanyu, this is a setup for to excite the love between Radha and Krishna, so that secret meetings can be arranged and they can plot against Jatila and Kutila. In Jatila and Kutila, they will try to separate Radha and Krishna. They want to make sure that Krishna and Radha don't meet, and Abhimanyu also will come into the picture. They will plot against the plans of Radha and Krishna. They'll overcome the plans of Jatila, Kutila, Abhimanyu, and then they'll go on meet each other. So this creates excitement in their love. So that is why this setting is there. So having said this, one time what Krishna did, Krishna wore the dress of Abhimanyu. So this is not the dress of Krishna, this is the dress of Abhimanyu. So Krishna, okay, there's some noises coming. Okay. So Krishna wore the dress of Abhimanyu. He went to and he dressed him up like Abhimanyu, and then went to the home of Abhimanyu where Jatila was there. So there, looking at Jatila, first he recited, started telling this verse. Madvashena purastitaha. I don't think we have recited this verse. Satya Sankalpa Prabhu, would you like to recite this verse?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes.
मद्वशेन पुरस्थितो हरिरसौ पुत्रोऽहमेवास्मि ते पश्येति अच्युत जल्प विश्वसिताय संरम्भरज्यतृषा मामेति स्खलदक्षरे जटिलया व्याकृष्य निक्षासिते पुत्रे प्राङ्गत सखी कुलम् अभूत् दन्तांशु धौताधरम्.
Thank you. Little bit it goes out of the tune because the verse itself is not fully fitting into that meter. But anyways, so here he's saying Krishna going to Jatila. He started saying Madvashena Purastitaha, sorry, Vashena Purastitaha Harihi Asau Putraha Ahameva Asmite. He says, this person, so when Krishna went to Jatila, Abhimanyu also started coming to home. And then he came to the home. So Krishna was first in the home. Then he called Jatila and then he said, see, look at this person who is standing in front of you. That is, Krishna is pointing to Abhimanyu. This is Abhimanyu. This is Krishna. Krishna pointed to Abhimanyu. He said, that person is dressed up like me. This is actually Krishna, he says. This Krishna dressing up like me, he is coming and standing in front of you shamelessly. He says, Putraha ahameva, I am your son, actually. See what this Krishna is doing. Now he has got so much guts, he has dressed up like me and he is coming directly to our home. So when he said that, Achyuta Jalpa Vivashitaya, because Krishna was speaking, he was so convincingly speaking, Jatila really thought that this person is actually Krishna. In fact, he is Abhimanyu. Samramba Rajyadrisha, she became very angry. Her eyes started becoming red. And then she started scolding this person very nicely. Jatilaya Vyakrushya. And then she started driving out of this home, driving out of the home. Abhimanyu, her own son. So when she was doing, Abhimanyu is saying, Ma, Ma, Ma. He couldn't fully complete the word. In Sanskrit, if you want to call your mother, you have to say Mataha. So he couldn't complete that. You could only say Ma, Ma. He couldn't say Mataha, Mataha. He couldn't say that. Half only he's saying, because he was confused. Abhimanyu just came to the home and then he was confused. Why this woman is just simply without no reason, she's beating the heck out of me. He didn't see Krishna. Krishna was inside and then he incited Jatila to drive him away and beat him. So he was confused. Why this woman suddenly out of nowhere, she's like a mad person, she's shooing away from me and then scolding me. Then he thought that, let me go out and then I'll bring all my relatives and then see what has happened to my mother. So then he started running away from that home because she was scolding so much and then driving him away. So at the time, Saki Kulam Abhut Dant Angshu Dauta Adharam, all the Sakis with Radharani, they were all standing there and then watching what this Krishna is performing this drama. So when they watched that, their lips widened and then the effulgence of the teeth was washing out their lips, which means they were extremely happy and then joyful and then revealing all the teeth of their mouth. Okay, so who wants to read the translation? Praveen Prabhu, yes Prabhu.
Oh mother, I am your son Abhimanyu. Krishna is coming here wearing my clothing. Believing Krishna's word, Jatila, her eyes red with anger, began shouting and driving her real son from the yard. As he tried to say, Mother, Mother, the lips of Radha's friends became gleaming white with the luster of their teeth.
Thank you, bro. So he wasn't actually he was able to say mother. So ma fully he was not able to say that. Okay. So this is the full picture. You see, all the Sakis are sitting there and standing there and watching. And this is Abhimanyu. And Krishna was inside and then he was inciting Jatila. This is Jatila to scold Abhimanyu and drive him away. So he was being driven out of the home. This is happening in Yavat, which is 5 kilometers away from Nandagaon. Okay. So this one, I mean, this is Krishna. It shows Krishna is standing here back, but he was actually inside. That is just artistic license. Okay. This is not an AI picture. This is an actual picture, but it is enhanced by AI. Part of it actually I took from the picture and then I enhanced it a little bit here with the AI. So you would, even if you go to Los Angeles Temple, ISKCON, you would see in the second floor, this picture, you would see half of this picture. Okay. All right, so that completes our Hasya Rasa. Hasya Rasa was, you see here in this case, the Hasya Rasa was appearing in the all the Sakis. So they were experiencing the Hasya Rasa. So that completes the Hasya Rasa, laughter. Now we are coming into Adbhuta Rasa. Adbhuta Rasa. Adbhuta means wonder. A great wonder is happening. So Krishna, when he performs superhuman acts, it causes wonder among the people. Like, for example, here he is lifting Govardhan. So when he lifts Govardhan, all the people became very much wonder. Wow, so big mountain. How did he lift? It's so huge. Huh? All the people become very much wondered. So this Adbhuta Rasa appears in all the devotees. And Krishna performing superhuman acts, he is the cause of this Adbhuta Rasa. These devotees, some devotees, when they experience this Adbhuta Rasa, their bhakti will increase. For some devotees, when they experience this Adbhuta Rasa, their bhakti will actually, or their love for Krishna will little bit recede back, go down a little bit. So for people in Dwaraka and Mathura, when Krishna performs superhuman feats, their rasa toward Krishna, or rati, or love, affection toward Krishna will increase, because they are aware of Krishna's lordship or superhumanness, and when he performs it, it increases their love. But people of Vraja, they know Krishna's as their son or friend or lover, special. They all know that he's special, but they know him as friend, lover. They do not know him as Supreme Lord. So when he performs sometimes this, superhuman feats, little bit their love will recede back, but immediately it will get covered up. We see this in the case of even Yashoda also. When Yashoda saw in the mouth of Krishna, when he opened and then he saw the whole universe within his mouth, her love little bit got reduced, and then immediately it covered it up. Again, it came back. So the Vrajavasis will experience little bit receding of their love. This Adbhuta Rasa in material Rasa Shastra, it is actually said to be the essence of all the rasas. Essence of even the primary rasas, even the secondary rasas. This Adbhuta Rasa becomes the main thing, main ingredient. Why? Because in any rasa, there has to be some wonder always. When there is no wonder, what will happen? Boringness will happen. People will get bored. So that wonder has to happen. When that wonder happens, all the rasas can sustain nicely. So in the material Rasa Shastra, it is said to be that center of, or the main ingredient of all the rasas. In spiritual world also, you can say that. Why? Because in spiritual world, people experience always newness. There is nothing they will feel like, oh, I have watched this multiple times, Krishna performing, lifting this Govardhan hill. This is boring. They won't feel like that. Even though he may lift Govardhan again and again and again, same pastimes will happen again and again and again. They'll see it's new. Hey, Krishna, first time he is raising Govardhan. They'll feel like that. That newness is built into all the rasas in spiritual world also, naturally. So here, when Krishna lifted this Govardhan hill, Yashoda, she was telling to Nanda Maharaj, see your little son. He was having very beautiful moon-like face, and still I could see the smell of breast milk. That means he is still a boy who is drinking milk from mother. I could still smell the milk, breast milk. But see, what is he doing, your son? He's this huge Govardhan. Govardhan, it looks a little bit smaller here, but it's actually quite huge, spanning multiple kilometers. This Govardhan, huge Govardhan, with which is touching the clouds. When he lifted it, it was touching the clouds. This huge Govardhan with his left hand, he is just holding, as if he was like holding a mushroom in his hand. Wow, she was explaining to Nanda Maharaj, is this some magic or what? Huh? Indrajalam. Is this some magic or what? So let's explain. This is the experience. Yashoda was experiencing Adbhuta Rasa toward Krishna because he was performing superhuman feat. Okay. This is another instance of Adbhuta Rasa. So there is a background to it that once when Krishna was in Dwaraka, we will soon see that incident that Krishna actually fought with Narakasura, and then Narakasura actually housed 16,000 princesses with him. So Krishna went and killed Narakasura, and then he retrieved all the 16,000 princesses. So these princesses, because he was held by Narakasura, a man, they don't, at that time, because it was a Vedic period, they don't have a chance of getting married to anyone else. That was the situation. As well, Krishna was the best person, was looking so beautiful, he has come to rescue them. So all of them naturally got attracted to Krishna. They already have love for Krishna because they are actually the wives of Krishna. Anyways, for the pastime, so they were their love was arising at that point, and then they went and took shelter of Krishna. So Krishna brought all these 16,000 princesses to Dwaraka, and then he built one palace for every one princess, and then he married each of the princesses, and all of them became 16,000 queens. 16,000 queens, 16,100 queens, I guess. 16,000 queens he married, and then he built one big palace for each one of the queen, and then he kept them there. So, Krishna was living in all of these palaces simultaneously. So he was performing dharmic activities while he was living there. So one time, Narada Muni, he came to visit Krishna in Dwaraka. So he went to one of the palaces to see what Krishna is doing. He has 16,108 palaces, but one of the palaces, Narada Muni went. So when Narada Muni went inside, Krishna immediately, who was sitting next to Rukmini, he immediately got up from his bed, and then he went and did dandavats to Narada's feet, and then he welcomed Narada Muni, and then he asked Narada Muni to sit in the seat. And then he started doing Abhisheka for Narada's feet with his own hand. So, because Krishna worships the Brahmanas, he favors the Brahmanas because he's called Brahmanya Deva. So, therefore, Krishna was worshipping the sage by bathing his feet. He was also teaching us, when we receive a Brahmana or a Vaishnava, we have to worship them like this. So, Krishna was bathing him like that. So when after welcomed him nicely and sweetly, he talked to him, Krishna asked, what may we do for you, oh Narada Muni? So Narada Muni said, please let me just remember you all the time. That is the boon I want. He said that. Then he started left that palace, and then he went into another palace. He wants to see what Krishna is doing over there. So when Narada Muni went into that next palace, this verse is being recited. This is explaining that particular scene. So this is Ekameva Vividha Udhyama Bhajam Mandireshu Yugapan Nikileshu Dwarakam Abhi Samikshya Mukundam Spandano Jita Tanuhu Munihi Asid. Ekameva Vividha Udhyama Bhajam. Krishna was only one person. Krishna was not many persons. He was only one person. But in different palaces, in 16,108 palaces, he was simultaneously existing in all the palaces. Nikileshu, Mandireshu, Yugapat. Simultaneously, he was present in all the palaces. While he was simultaneously present in all the palaces, he was doing different activities. Vividha Udhyama Bhajam. He was doing various types of activities. Where in Dwaraka. Samiksha, he looked at that. Narada Muni saw that Krishna was performing various types of activities. So when Narada Muni saw simultaneously Krishna is in different palaces and performing various activities, he became stunned. Spandana ujjita tanuhu, which means all the movements left his body. He became stunned. Narada Muni, or looking at Krishna like that. So we have the translation here. When Narada saw Krishna simultaneously performing various actions with one body in each of the queen's palaces in Dwaraka, his body stunned in ecstasy. So we see that here on the ocean, we have so many palaces built by Krishna. And Krishna has expanded into each of these palaces, and he was spending time with the queen and doing various activities. We see this Narada Muni is here. He's somewhat shaved. I couldn't make him get hair by AI. But anyways, he was just, looking at Krishna how simultaneously he was present in all these different palaces and performing various activities. He was astonished. He was stunned. So in one palace, he saw that Krishna was playing dice with his beloved consort, and Uddhava was also sitting next by. Then when Narada Muni entered that palace, Krishna again, he woke up from his seat and then he went and welcomed Narada Muni. Oh, Narada Muni, when did you come? Please come. You are, we are very fortunate to have your audience here. Narada Muni was confused. Just now you welcomed me in the other palace. Now again you are welcoming me in this palace. And then he started again doing bathing. Krishna started again doing bathing of the feet of Narada Muni. Then Narada Muni came out of the palace, and then he went to another palace. And then he saw that how Krishna was engaged in, petting his small children. He was engaged nicely, doing lalan of his own children. And then he went to another palace. And then he saw that Krishna was taking a bath there. It was morning time. Not only in different palaces, Krishna was performing different activities. It was different time of the day in different palaces. Now, one palace, he was playing dice. In another palace, he was taking a bath. And in another palace, he was performing sacrificial fires, oblations, Panchamaha Yagya he was performing. In another palace, he was feeding Brahmanas. And in another palace, he was taking the remnants of the Brahmanas. And in another palace, it was a sunset time. So therefore, Krishna was chanting his Gayatri. He was not moving anything. And in another palace, it was morning time. So he was doing sword practice. So he has to fight in the war. So he was doing sword practice. And in another palace, he was actually riding in his horse and elephants and chariots, and then he was doing that. And in another palace, he was sleeping silently. And in another palace, he was talking to Uddhava. He was consulting with Uddhava. And then in another palace, he was actually spending a lot of time in water, in swimming pool with his consorts. In another palace, he was actually donating a lot of cows to the Brahmanas. And in another palace, he was sitting and listening to Puranas. So this is what in the olden days people used to do, that, they come home in the evening time. In the evening time, they will just listen to Puranas after doing the job and everything. They'll listen to Puranas or spiritual stories. Most of the evenings were spent nicely and fruitfully, not running around here and there. So in another palace, he saw that Krishna was engaged in joking words with his consort. So in this way, in different palaces, he was doing varieties of activities. In one palace, he was actually going for a war. In another palace, he was actually making a peace with some king. So contradictory activities. And not only that, contradictory activities, different times of the day, it was actually different season. In one palace, it was summer season. In one palace, it was autumn season. Completely different seasons. And Krishna was performing all these things. And when Narada, wherever he goes, Krishna again welcomes Narada as if he has not seen Narada Muni at all. And all of these are expansions of Krishna only. Krishna himself, present. Only one person. It's not an avatar. You cannot say like that. Some other Krishnas. One Krishna only is present simultaneously everywhere. Okay. So we have some more things for Adbhuta Rasa. We'll continue from next week. Any questions, comments, doubts, concerns? Yeah.
Amazing, Prabhuji. Can I ask a question? I mean,
Yes,
just
Mataji. Rasheshri Mataji. Thank you for joining. Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, so all these pastimes that you're describing, are they actually there as verses in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu?
Yes, so these are the verses which he has composed in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu that we recited, and there's some snippets he's giving. Some things because this pastime is also described in Bhagavatam as well. Some of these pastimes, like for example, this pastime is in Bhagavatam, so I have added context from Bhagavatam as well. But this pastime you wouldn't find in Bhagavatam. It was in Rupa Goswami. Sometimes Rupa Goswami also quotes from other of his own works, like Lalita Madhava, Vidagdha Madhava, which is full of different pastimes. So he quotes some verses from there. Many verses he self-composes, like these verses are self-composed. These are also self-composed about, describing different pastimes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. So, Praveen Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dhanavas Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandal Pranam. Thank you so much for such a wonderful class and making it so lively with so many beautiful images and beautiful calligraphy. I think everything is so beautiful.
Thank you.
So, Prabhu, I had basically one question. It has two subparts. So one is like you mentioned that all the secondary rasas are sort of they come and go like waves, and then the primary rasa persist.
Yeah.
How does this apply in the context of Shantarasa? And second question, in the same context, right? You mentioned Adbhuta Rasa is secondary rasa is basically again basis for all the other rasas. So I was again curious, like how does it apply in the context of Shantarasa?
Yeah. So Shantarasa, so if you look at this secondary rasas, not all rasas are compatible with all of these rasas. Some rasas, we will see that once we complete the secondary rasas, we'll discuss about a little bit compatibility. Some rasas are not compatible with each other, which means that within a person, these two rasas cannot coexist. Very easier example is Madhurya Rasa and Vatsalya Rasa. They are not compatible, which means I cannot have a motherly or fatherly affection toward Krishna and at the same time a conjugal, beloved affection toward Krishna. Contradictory. This cannot coexist. Whereas we see that Vatsalya and Sakya could coexist. So therefore, in Balaram, mainly Sakya is there, and then Vatsalya a little bit added. Similarly, these rasas are also not cannot exist with all the devotees. For example, Hasya Rasa, Adbhuta Rasa, so far we have seen, they are all, for most of the devotees, it can exist. But for Shanta Rasa, for example, Madhurya Rasa is incompatible. Shanta is very peaceful. Madhurya is more lively. So they are not compatible. In terms of the secondary rasa, Adbhuta Rasa goes very well with the Shanta Rasa. Why? Because it increases that awe and reverence. In Shantarasa, they have more, very much heightened awe and reverence. So when Adbhut happens, Krishna does extraordinary things, then they feel like, oh, Brahman, all-pervading Brahman is doing everything. Like that. Krishna, in the form of Krishna, is doing everything. It's so wonder, and it increases their bhava. So that is very nicely it goes with. And Dasya Rasa is also quite nicely it goes with. But Madhurya Rasa does not go very well with that. And we also see Veera Rasa, which we'll see in next session. Veera Rasa also does not go well with Shanta Rasa. because it's displaying prowess and more agitation, more activity happens. Shanta Rasa is very peaceful, doesn't go coexist with that.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. So, rather than Prabhu, you had some question?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Jai
Hare
Shri
Krishna,
Krishna.
Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Prabhuji is such a nectarian pastimes, Prabhu, so beautiful. You took us to Dwarka and Vrindavan through your narrations. So beautiful, Prabhu. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank
And
you.
my question got already answered when you answered, I think, Raseshwari Mataji's question. I was just going to ask, are these verses by Rupa Goswami, or are there some verses quoted from other scriptures also? That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah. So some of them are written by Rupa Goswami. Sometimes he quotes from Vishnu Purana and other Puranas also. Sometimes he quotes from Bhagavata many times. And sometimes he quotes from his own works as well.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you very much. And very beautiful images, Prabhu. They are very apt for the pastimes what you are sharing. Thank you so much for taking that effort.
Thank you, Prabhu. And so in the comments, I have heard that Hasya Rasa is next door to Madhurya Rasa, but cannot recall. So with Madhurya Rasa, Hasya Rasa is very much friends. They are very much compatible. Yes, that is true. Hasya Rasa is also compatible with Vatsalya Rasa. Sakya Rasa is very much compatible because with the friends, you joke among friends. But it is not so much with Dasya Rasa or Shanta Rasa, where the awe and reverence is much. So the servants, they don't like to laugh in front of Krishna. They want to be more composed. So it's not an enemy. It's not like, against it, but it's not also so much compatible also. Madhurya Rasa, yeah, it goes very well. Okay. Thank you, devotees, for joining, and we'll continue next week. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Arjun Prabhu. Yeah.
Thank you, Shankarana Prabhu.
Thank you, Arjun Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
Namaskar.
Kल्पतरुभ्यस्य कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। गौरी वैष्णव की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्ण।
Thank you.